everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode on House Home. We have an amazing show lined up for you all. Coming up, we head over to the Pacific International Hospital where we speak to Dr. Kiran Rai. He talks to us more about the common causes of ENT. And later on our show, on our Out and About segment, we visit Yarrow Cry, a picnic spot out at Sogeri. Hello everyone, I'm Lydia. First up on the show, I will be showing you a DIY project that you can make to beautify your home. Hello everyone, and on our DIY segment, we will be making a layered macrame wall hanging. For the materials, you will need ropes. These are craft ropes that you can find at the shop in any supermarkets. You need a rod or a piece of wood about this long, scissors, a measuring tape. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to measure out the ropes. So there are specific measurements for this layered macrame wall hanging. Now to start off with the weaving of our knots using our cords. You want to take your rod and place it onto something that is steady or hang it on a wall so that you can easily tie your knots. With our rod being ready, we're going to start off with our first layering piece. So we're going to take 4 of our cords. We take the top part and lock it onto the rod. We're going to do 2 of this, so you need 4 pieces of the cord on one side. So for this joining piece, we're going to use the same knots that we used to create our first layering piece, the double hitch knot and the square knot. You bring the 2 pieces together and take the 2 pieces, the cords where the 2 pieces meet, and you do a double hitch knot. You're going to do the double hitch knots all the way till you reach the crossover. So after joining the 2 pieces together, this is what your middle one should look like. So now we will move on to our second layering piece of our macrame wall hanging. So for this piece, we're going to separate them into 4 sections. So this is the 4 sections of your second layering piece of the macrame wall hangings. We're going to use the same square knot. So with the same process, take the 4 pieces, take the cord on your left, put it over the 2 middle pieces under the 4th cord, and bring the 4th cord over into the loop created, and you pull. Make sure it's nice and tight. So that's the first row of your second layering piece of the macrame wall hanging. After you're done with the 2 pieces in the center, you're going to move on to the second row of the macrame layering piece. So you take 2 cords from the middle left hand cords and you join them with the cord on your right hand side. So this cord is called the alternating cord. So you're going to go through with the same process with the square knot. So you take the cord on your left hand side, bring it over the 2 middle pieces under the cord on your right hand side into the loop and pull through. Then you just do the opposite. So with our second piece of our macrame wall hanging decoration done, we're going to place it behind our first layering piece. So it should look like that. And then we'll start with our third and final piece of our macrame wall hanging. So this piece will go in between your first layering piece and your second layering piece. So you just place it right here in the middle. So after you've placed your cords onto the rod, we're going to go ahead and do a knot that is called a spiral knot. So for this knot, it's similar to the square knot that we did, but this time we're going to do the spiral knot, but we're going to go in the same direction. For the square knot, we went in the opposite direction, but for the spiral knot, we're going to keep going in the same direction. So same as the square knot, you take the first cord on your left over the two cords in the middle, place it under the cord, the fourth cord, bring it into the loop created, and you pull up. So we're going to repeat the same process and do this 50 times. So now that we've done the first part of our third layering piece, we're going to go ahead and do the second part, doing the same process. Now that our third layering piece is done, we're going to tie them together. Now to tie them together, you're going to take the piece of your rope, piece of the cord that you cut out, then you're going to create a U with the cord, and with the longer piece you're going to tie around the cord. You're going to tie 6 times. So you're going to take the extra cord and push it through the loop created. You're going to take this part of the cord, pull upwards, just to make it nice and neat. So now that we've done all our layers, all our 3 layers for our macrame wall hanging, we're going to go and put our finishing touches onto the wall decoration. So we'll start off with the 7 inches of the pieces of cords that we cut out. So you're going to take these cords and place them on the outer part of our first layering piece. So you go two at one. So you just do this process until you finish both sides. This side, then you continue on to this side. Well, viewers, that is all for our DIY project. I hope you all learned something and try this at home. It's very easy to make and very affordable. You're watching House and Home. Please don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Next up is Dr. Kiran Rai from the Pacific International Hospital. On our previous episode, Dr. Kiran Rai talked to us about the common diseases found in the ear and nose. On this segment, Dr. Kiran Rai will be talking to us about the common diseases found in the throat, and he will be giving us a brief explanation on the equipment that is used to help doctors detect any problems found in the patient's ear, nose, and throat. Here's Dr. Kiran Rai.
About the throat case, in throat there are lots of common things which I have to mention in this episode. So the commonest is sore throat. Sore throat basically is pain when you swallow, or some discomfort in the throat when you swallow, or you feel like a lump in the throat. So basically sore throat can be due to any inflammation in the throat, any inflammation in your tonsils, any inflammation conditions in your pharynx. So different terminology is used to identify different diseases. Like when you have tonsillitis, the tonsils are enlarged, the tonsils are congested, and then you have pain while swallowing. When your pharynx is congested, it's known as pharyngitis. So there are different terminology for different sites of the inflammation. When people are chewing betel nut too much, they are having lesions in the oral cavity. So their teeth are all stained with buoy, red stained teeth. So that is one of the, and then their oral mucosa has been, it's not normal, it's changed to a little bit of hypertrophic things. Those are all precancerous lesions. It can lead to cancer. So mostly in the oral cavities. The other thing is they can have ulcers in the oral cavity. So that can be one of the precancerous lesion also. And then when you go further down, smokers, tobacco chewers can get some problem in the larynx also. They might have hoarseness of voice, they might have difficulty in swallowing, they might have a lump in the, they might have a growth in the larynx. So all these things has to be prevented by the patient itself. I'm going to brief you about the equipment which we have in our OPD in PIH. This is the unit which are used in most of the ENT clinics. It's known as ENT treatment unit. So this one is Hennemann treatment unit. It's from a German company, and maybe this is the first one in PNG. This unit helps us explaining the patient what is the problem they are having, and at the same time it assists us in most of the head and neck and ear cases to diagnose and then treat the patient. So it can be used as a diagnostic tool in all the ear, nose and throat cases, because it has many functions. Like if you have to suction the ear, suction the nose, then we have a suction probe over here. And if you want to make the ear everything dry, we have a airflow here. And then this one is for irrigation. If you have wax in the ear, then we can irrigate with this also. So everything, all the functions are in the same unit. Plus we have some light sources over here, so then we can attach the light sources to the endoscope, and then you use the endoscope. With that, we have a camera attached to the endoscope which goes and shows in the screen. The images, everything comes on the screen. With this, we have different scopes. We have a rigid scope which is for the nose, the ear, and then we can use rigid scopes for the throat also. And we have flexible scopes, that is for the nasopharyngeal and the laryngeal part. So we insert that from the nose, it goes to the throat and then down to the larynx, so that we can diagnose what the patient is having, or just to rule out the patient doesn't have any problems also. So it's for the diagnostic procedure which we do. And at the same time, we can do we can take biopsies from it. It's a OPD procedure in which the patient doesn't have to be sedated. And if the patient has contraindication for any general anesthetic approaches, then we can just take a biopsy in the OPD without giving general anesthesia through the endoscope. So we can use as well as for diagnostic and plus therapeutic uses also. So this is the scope which we have. It's a small one. It's a 30 degrees with angulation. It is known as rigid endoscope. It's attached to the camera. This is the camera. This is light sources. This is light source. Light source comes from here, and this is attached to the monitor over there. So we just switch on the light. The light comes, and then the image comes on the screen. Image comes on the screen. So in order to use that, we don't have to give any general anesthesia, or we don't have to give any local anesthesia. No need to anesthetize when you are doing endoscopy of the ear. So this is known as auto endoscopy. Auto endoscopy basically is the auto means the ear. So this is endoscope. So we ask the patient to stay still, make the head tilt to the left to the other side, and then watching the screen, you just enter this. So everything is seen on the screen. Everything is seen on the screen. So that is the membrane which is there. He's got a normal tympanic membrane. He's got a normal ear. Everything is seen, and everything can be recorded. We can record this. We can show it to the patient that you have this problem. This is known as auto endoscopy. So the same procedure can be done on the nose also, and the same procedure can be done in the throat also. So we have different sizes of scopes. We have, this is a rigid, and for the nasopharyngeal laryngoscopy, we have to give some local anesthesia to the nose, to the throat, and then we go down up to the larynx. This shows what are the problems the patient is having in the nose, back of the nose, and in the throat. So we can just do nasal endoscopy for their nasal problems, and if they have laryngeal problems, then we can go up to the larynx and rule out he has some problems or not. So this is the endoscopes which is attached to the treatment unit itself. And then this goes to, we have a recording system over there, and then we record it, and then we print it out, film over there also. We can just print it out and give it to the patient. So the patient is happy, the doctor is happy, and the hospital is happy.
Thank you, Dr. Kiran Rai and the Pacific International Hospital. Stay with us. When we come back, we visit a beautiful picnic spot up at Sogeri. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me on House and Home. On our Out and About segment, we visit Yarokrai, a picnic spot up at Sogeri. Here's Kevin Rao to take us around. Yarokrai Rapids is a lovely picnic spot situated in the highlands of Central Province, where you and your family can come to wind down after a hectic week of work or just to get away from the city's traffic and noise pollution. The place is open Mondays to Fridays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 6 a.m. the next day.
The owner of the place name is Billy. You can also contact us if you want to get in touch with this guy. We can always organize and arrange for meet up with these locals. And yes, they have this beautiful place. So on every weekend, so either a Saturday or a Sunday, mostly on a Sunday, I have hiking groups that come around. So this is where I take them. After the hiking, I take them here. They have lunch, light lunch, beautiful fruits to have, and then they have a swim, cool off, and then I take them back to Pomoswi.
As you take a tour around the place, you will notice a very well constructed 2-story tree house. Yes, a house built on a tree. Now, this is not for decoration. This house is very significant to the people of this place. The famous Koyari tree houses are located in the central province of Papua New Guinea. In 1882, Denon's expenditure found strange tree houses at the base of Esholabe Range, now present-day the Narinuma village located between 17 Mile and Rauna Works. The tree houses are natively called Dobo. Dobo is built some 60 feet or 18.29 meters from the ground. Generally, the Dobo tree houses were built and used as an evacuation station or a refuge for villagers against enemies or sorcerers. It is also used as a fortress for clan members or families to spy and alert their members of the community on approaching enemies. Yarokrai Rapids is all for the community. Whatever you give to the venue goes back to the people of the community to help them get through these trying times. The place is insanely amazing. The cool water and fresh air will help rejuvenate you.
Hi, my name is Agnes Juana. I live and work in Port Moresby. This is my third time here at Yarokrai. Yarokrai is probably better, or in my view anyway, a better alternative to Crystal Rapids. The water here is it's cooler. As you can see in the background, there's kids swimming as well. So it's a good place to come and hang out with your families on the weekends.
Apart from being just a picnic spot, they offer other services such as kayaking, venues for birthday parties or for office functions, and they have experts on site who can take you out on hikes. So if you're an outdoor person or someone who wants to try out something new, then Yarokrai Rapids is definitely your place to visit. If you have any questions or queries, you can contact the Haus Home team on the contact details showing up on your screen, and we will be happy to assist you. You're watching Haus Home. Please don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Now, before we leave you, this Sunday, the 5th of June, is World Environment Day. World Environment Day is celebrated annually on the 5th of June and is a United Nations principal vehicle for encouraging awareness and protection of the environment. Held in 1974, it is a platform for raising awareness on environmental issues such as marine pollution, human overpopulation, global warming, sustainable consumption, and wildlife crime. World Environment Day is a global platform for public outreach with participations from 143 countries annually. Each year, the program has provided a theme and a forum for businesses, non-governmental organizations, communities, governments, and celebrities to advocate environmental causes. World Environment Day 2022 is hosted by Sweden. Only One Earth is the campaign slogan, with the focus on living sustainably in harmony with nature. The day was first observed in 1974 in USA. Every year, it is hosted by a different country in which official celebrations take place. Even though Environment Day celebrations have been held annually since 1974, in 1987, the idea of rotating the centers of these activities through selecting different country hosts began. You can do your part in making our only one Earth a better place for us to live and breathe in. Brainstorm ways to go green. Brainstorm how you can help protect the environment at home, at school, and in the community. Plant a tree or work in your garden at school or at home. Learn about the earth through music, or you can read books about the earth. Thank you for watching, and that is all we have for you for this week's program on House and Home. Don't forget to mask up every time you go out in public, sanitize your hands regularly, and cough into your elbow. On behalf of the House and Home crew and I, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.